How long have you been principal?
Too long. I started, I actually joined as assistant principal in 1999, so before you were born. And I took over as principal in 2004, so that's been for about 15 years, I suppose, since then. And it's a lovely job. It's the longest I've ever been in a job, and so that speaks something. You know, if you're happy and you're enjoying what you're doing and you think it's a really good organisation to work for, I think you want to stay. So that's I suppose why I'm still here.
What does your role involve?
The role as principal is, I suppose, to try and oversee everything, to keep everything ticking over. And it's one of those difficult things where you're always juggling the latest things that are coming in. I have to keep up to date with all the sort of national things that come in, so the new national curriculum, the new model curriculum, the national plan for music education, all those things that are agreed at sort of government level and that are then rolled out through the country. So I need to keep in touch with that. I need to obviously make sure that everything that's happening in Kirklees I keep an eye on and I'm informed about. But I've always tried to keep some sort of musical involvement in what happens, because otherwise I think as the head of an organisation, sometimes you get a bit removed from what's actually happening. So it's I still conduct the youth orchestra, which I absolutely love doing, and I get involved with things like the Primary Music Festival, which was an amazing thing. It happened just at the end of June, and that was about 1,200 young people came through the town hall over 4 days. So we did a day of rehearsing with them and a concert in the evening, and a different group of children each time. So I still need to have something that keeps me switched on musically and that I really enjoy doing. I've got to keep up to date with all the policies and procedures and all that kind of thing as well.
Okay. Where does your passion for music come from?
Well, I suppose I was very lucky as a child, because there was always music going on in our house. My parents, they started to learn. I think my dad did his sort of grade 1 piano back in the day, and they always felt that we as children, I'm one of 5 children, and they always felt that we should have the opportunity to do it. So while we didn't have, if you can imagine this, we didn't have a television for a long time, but we did have instruments in the house, and we had a piano in the house. So it was the ability to go and actually sort of mess about on instruments and play things, and I was then encouraged to be involved in groups, and I joined a local choirs, local orchestras, and I think I then went on and studied it at university. So for me, it's been a passion, and it's turned into a job as well. And now my passion for it is seeing the next generation of instrumentalists come through and be successful, and just, you know, there's a deeper thing to music, which is making people feel good about themselves. And I think music does that so well, and I think that's something that we, especially in this day and age, we need to make sure we concentrate on. Yeah.
What are your plans for the future?
For Musica, it's one of those things that we want to try and keep certain traditions alive, but also develop new traditions. And I think there are lots of strengths already in terms of the choral work in this area is just absolutely amazing. But it's to try and look at where a choir's going, and what's making people, you know, switched on for the future. So lots of the rock choirs and things that are happening now, I think are things that you know, we've got to try and make sure that we encompass all that side of things as well. So it's keeping you know, alert to all the different changes that are happening, trying to react to those, but also be proactive in terms of saying, how do we work more with the NHS, say, to look at you know, people's well-being and making sure that, you know, we are working in old people's homes, you know, doing the kind of thing that actually switches people on to you know, to enjoy a better quality of life. So yeah, always open and always looking for what we can do next.
Great.